Before this video begins, I'd like to give a special thanks to the people on screen for supporting me on Patreon.
Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Sega GT. This is part 29, and in today's part, there was a bit of a dilemma before I got to choosing my car. Originally, the plan was to use a Honda NSX Type S0, the one I got from the previous part, but mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars, and you put a bunch of power in it, doesn't usually equal a good time in this game because of the way the physics are. I then decided to use a Nissan Silvia Spec R Aero, the red one that I had gotten earlier on in the LP. That car has a lot of torque issue. Maybe it's just because maybe because of certain things I didn't put in the car. I have no idea. But I decided for the one make race for the large events, I decided to go to a car, the first car I ever got in the game actually, a car that I was planning to use earlier on in the LP for something else, but things change. I'm talking about, of course, the Impreza WRX Type R tuned by STI. So unfortunately, all the cars will look exactly the same because this is the only way the variant the car looks in. But it is a standard car after all, and it'll be kind of interesting to see what one tuned up all the way to over 800 horsepower can do. So 3 tracks, of course, as always: Night Section A reverse, Sky Peak track, and solid circuit reverse. $5,000 for winning, $3,000 pole position, and a $50,000 championship. So, let's see how this car gets on, and hopefully everything will be okay with it. I'm just really curious to see how quick this thing will be. It's always good to have on a track like Night Section A reverse, it's always good to have this thing has, okay, the gears on this are, I think, a bit shorter than I was expecting. Might actually fix that. And yeah, it is a little bit on the looser side, probably because, again, 800 horsepower, and you know how this game is when you have a car with a lot of power. But it is, at least for a track like this, it's fine. Jesus Christ, that jump alone gave it like a jolting to nearly 170 miles an hour. So you can still at least hit about 100. There's 170 coming down from there. Ooh. Oh, careful. Ow. Oh, no. That didn't end well. But we should still be fine in terms of beating that fastest lap. Don't think should be any problems. I will, though, go and fix the transmission, because I think it is a bit too on the short side for a lot of these gears. There we go, we crushed it still, 115.5. We should have no problem doing this, I think. And yeah, we're obviously not going to worry about the others, because they're not, you know, probably not as much in terms of modifications as mine. But again, I am going to fix the transmission up, because it's too short. Yeah, we'll put it up to a pretty larger amount like that. Although, hang on, looking at this, I'm gonna adjust these around. There we go. I think if we do it that way, it should be better. Oh, this car actually has downforce. Because of that rear wing, I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to kind of help with that and whatnot, and better tires, because why not? So, there we go. Now the car should be all ready to go, and hopefully, might actually be a little bit nicer to drive with that adjustment to the suspension. Yeah, not gotta worry about showing the grid because every car is the same. There we go. Now the gearing is a lot better. I think this is how I would have wanted it to be. Oh boy, careful. This track was always the one was the kind of one of the big reasons like I didn't really decide to use the NSX or the Silvia. It's too This track is just honestly not very good. It's too overly bumpy, and everything can make the car a bit of a nightmare to use because just how the physics are in this game. If this was Sega GT 2002 or online, like you had this track, but you still had all the same physics of that game, this track would be excellent in my opinion. Because in that game, the physics are actually really, in my opinion, personally, really well done. So, and yes, of course, don't worry, I will be LPing that game eventually, because as it's one of my favorite Xbox racers, so it would only make sense. Yeah, this car, the gearing I think is a lot better now. Hooray, I've actually done some advanced tuning, some proper advanced tuning thing to the car and actually improved it. I'm learning. I should have said it like Ralph Wiggum. I'm learning. But I've already blown my chance for that, so. Alrighty. Oh god, that did not go as planned. Yeah, that was. I just realized too that time was a 1:11.3. If I had made these adjustments to the car before I started, man, that would have been almost 10 seconds knocked off there. Off the fast lap. That's crazy. This lap wasn't as good because it made too many mistakes and bumping into stuff. It's still a 106.1. Pretty sure this is the best I've ever gone around this track. Oh god. Really shouldn't have needed to downshift there. I thought it would have been necessary or something. Starting to learn the hard way. If you ever get into a situation like that, don't downshift in this game. Just let it be. And then if you just let it be, everything else will be fine. Notice how well packed all the rest of the cars are in that one together. Oh no. Yeah, this lap's just really ugly. No sub 1 minute for me. Not sure if I would have been able to do it in this car on a perfect lap, although it probably wouldn't have been too far off, I imagine. But yeah, just too many mistakes. Oh well. All that matters is we still crushed the field and total record was still bested anyways. Because at the end, all that matters is that we win, so. So, first place, $5,000. Ooh, $3,500 in the sponsors. That's actually pretty good. I'm just trying to work the math in my head. 3,500, 7,000, 10,500, 14,000, 17,500, 21,000, I think it's 24,500 on this screen alone. And then you add that amount, which would be for about 7,000, 10,000, about 14,000. I might have done the math a bit wrong. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, some decent money to be made from this one. So next up is Sky Peak Track. This should be an absolute breeze. It's nice to actually have a small track like this again. With a car with this much power, it should be a piece of piss, really. So here we go. Probably shifted too early there. Whatever. I always get punked out by the game when it acts like that. I feel need to stop feeling that way. But I'm an idiot, so what can you do? I turned in too late there, but it's fine. Even despite that, a sub 30-second lap. So we're like and again, of course, still well within the clear, even on a small track like this. So, time for the actual race then. One of the things I like about having these see-through controllers. I've always been like, some people are not always for them. I always like looking into these see-through controllers because it always fascinates me seeing what's going on underneath the controller, like looking at the inside, just how everything works and as they function. Just kind of a, I guess it's a bit of a geeky thing, really. But I always like looking at like the vibration motors. I know the PDP, they have a whole bunch of colored variant controllers, and I think they're not like a solid color. They're actually, although I do think they have a black and white that's a solid color. But a lot of their colored versions are like kind of like that smoky transparent, where you can't really see that much well, but you can still kind of get somewhat of a glimpse of it. But then of course you have the afterglow where it's pretty much clear as day. And they do that purposely so light shines through better. And I mean, I got it because because with the Xbox One variant, you can make it cycle through all the colors, so you can modify it to be whatever color you want. So I like that kind of stuff. Would it be as good as a standard Xbox One controller? I mean, it gets close. It's actually, I would argue it's actually a pretty decent third-party option. These days, most third-party controllers are way better than what you used to get back in the days of like PS1 and PS2 and Xbox, GameCube, that kind of generation with the really truly awful stuff. These days, the ones that are still around, I would honestly personally say a lot of them are not bad. So you can't these days. I couldn't say you can't. I would say you can't really go too wrong with one of them. And they serve well as, like, you know, needing a controller and you don't want to ruin your good one. Or okay, I see why I like kind of shift early with it. This car just has all that torque at the beginning, so it just kind of spins there. Just a bit disappointing. I won't worry about it too much, though. Oh, God. Sometimes the way that these cars are in this game, I wish they weren't that way. But what can you do? I feel like I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I was not wrong. I'm still not fully recovered. God damn. Probably a good thing I put the microphone's a little further away right now. Now it's not. So even despite that start, still 54.3. Still really good. Oh wow, the other one of them did a 59.4. I don't. That's pretty damn interesting. I'm not sure if was it less than a 59.4 for that time again. I don't even remember anymore. I'll have to look back at it, but that's probably the closest I've ever seen one of the other opponent cars get to the fastest lap. I will actually be surprised if it beat it. I mean, that would be the first time I've ever seen one of the AI cars do better than the fastest lap. And yep, even despite that first gear thing, I still eventually just would pull away from the rest of the field on a straightaway. Mostly because I put it to over 800 horsepower. Alrighty. I thought that would kind of work, almost, but not quite. I'll wait till I get around the bend here before I put it into sixth. There we go. And that's a 53.6, and that's already a fast lap for this. Yeah, just let the car bounce off it, to be honest. Because of the angle I was going, would have just been better for it. Again, it's a bit of an abuse of physics of this game, I won't lie, but in a situation like this, could you really blame me? Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, we're fine. screw it, I'll just put it in the 6th already. I'm not gonna keep waiting until I get around the this bend every time. This is gonna be a sub 50-second lap though. Ooh, it's even a sub 49, a 48.884. And I noticed the car, like, it looked like it just kind of stopped turning in a bit after a while. It looked like it kind of straightened out at the end of that. It didn't look quite right, personally. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Ooh, I brushed off more speed there than I was hoping. Oh my days. Oh well, that's not... It wasn't perfect by any means, but still. I was thinking maybe I could get a sub 48 here, but no, I don't think it's gonna happen. Ooh, close though, close. If I didn't lose so much speed in that one section, it would have happened. But 48.2 was what I achieved. Not bad at all. And with that, that is that. Let's get our monies. I think I pretty much made all my money back from the upgrades I put into this car. And now I make an extra $50,000. And what car did we get? I regret buying that Viper earlier. I had no idea that you actually just get the Viper from this. Well, it's not like there's any difference. It's kind of a shame that there's not a difference. It's not even like if it's like there's like a blue one or anything. But if I had known about this, I probably wouldn't have bought the Viper earlier. So, oops. Oh well. I guess I have another one. Oh jeez. Regardless of that, though, stay tuned for the next part, in which we'll be going back to another official race for the A-Class Cup, which is actually at 5 tracks. Ooh, interesting. So stay tuned for that, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content similar to this one. You can also come check me out over on Twitter, Twitch, support the channel on Patreon, or join the public Discord. It's all down there in the description. I will see you all in the next one.